It's been almost a year since those BLM protests filled the streets in the downtown area immediately following the death of George Floyd.
And tonight, Brandon, some demonstrators say they are still fighting unlawful charges. Kiara Hay is live downtown for us tonight. And Kiara, these protesters say they're fighting, quote, unlawful charges. What are those charges specifically? Have they told you?
Well, a few dozen demonstrators from those Black Lives Matter and George Floyd protests were actually charged with felonies last year. And now since then, Maricopa County Attorney Alistair Adele has dropped the majority of those charges. But the people who were outside here rallying today say that's not enough.
No justice! No peace!
For some people here in the Valley, the battle continues.
No justice! No peace!
Last summer, many of these same protesters were marching in the streets fighting for justice for George Floyd. This year, they're fighting for themselves.
I had 3 felonies and a misdemeanor.
Ryan Tice racked up some serious charges during last year's protests, ranging from resisting arrest to hindering prosecution. His charges, along with at least 27 others, have been dropped by the Maricopa County Attorney Alistair Adele.
How we feel about getting our charges dropped is all of us or none of us.
Bruce Franks Jr., one of the men leading Mass Liberation AZ, says there's still 3 people with felonies pending. And even if your charges were dropped, he says you're still not in the clear because they can be brought back up anytime in the next 7 years.
I mean, it's like looking over your shoulder.
Something else Franks Jr. says he has to be on the lookout for: House Bill 2309, which would create a new crime called violent or disorderly assembly and upgrade several misdemeanors like obstructing a road to a felony.
Whether it passes, it's not going to deter us from coming out to the streets. It's not going to deter us from making our voices heard. It's not going to deter us from non-violently organizing.
Arizona's family reached out to the Maricopa County Attorney Alistair Adele for comment regarding today's protest. She wasn't available for an interview, but a spokesperson says all protest cases are currently under review, which prevents the office from discussing details.
There was just over 30 people that were at the rally here today, but they also had a petition with about 5,000 signatures that they turned into the Maricopa County Attorney's office, demanding that, again, she dismiss all the rest of the charges associated with those protests with the chance that they do not come back. Downtown Phoenix, this is Kiara Hay for Arizona's Family.